RK's Apex. I am Sweta, the student of Apex from 197th batch. I wholeheartedly invite you all to our
Shivakumar,
sixth guest hour.
Shivakumar,
At first, we shall begin our session with a devotional song.
నా
I
ఆడియో
would like
మ్యూట్ లో ఉంది.
I would like to request I would like to
చూడే ఆ
request
సెట్టింగ్స్
our
చేయి.
I would like to request Mrs. Yamini Anandrao Garu to offer her melodious rendering to the Almighty.
అది డబుల్ ట్యాప్ చేయాలా?
Thank you, Sweta. I am Yamini from Guntur. Good evening, sirs and madam. Gananayaka Saranu Gananayaka Gananayaka Saranu Gananayaka Gananayaka Saranu Gananayaka Sri Shivavaraputra Chiratara Ganachitra काशामम्मेलु श्रीगणनायका भावरोग संहार भक्तचित्तविहार कविजनमन्दार गणनायका गणनायका शरणु गणनायका मुनिजनपालक मूषिकवाहन गणसुगुण श्री गणनायका नीरजी गम्भीर निगमगोचर विश्व कारण विग्रह गणनायका गणनायका शरणु गणनायका गणनायका शरणु गणनायका गणनायका शरणु गणनायका. Thank you, friends.
Yamini madam, I'm sure Lord Ganesha is pleased with your melodious rendering. Surely he would shower his blessings on all of us.
Thank you.
Please accept our heartfelt greetings. Friends, it's been a month since I have joined in RK's Apex. I came to know about this institute because of my father, who is a previous Apex student. This is an amazing institute not only because of its excellent teaching, but also we get an golden opportunity to interact with our friends and amazing guests from various places. Previously, we had a guest from Vijayawada, and now we have a guest from Netherlands. Now, let me take a privilege to let me take a privilege of introducing our beloved guest of honor, Sri Kothapalli Viswanath. He was born on 3rd October. He had most of his education in Guntur. He received his graduation in CSC from RVR College, Guntur. His ability and confidence has brought him selection in campus placements. He started his career in Satyam Computers as Java developer. After 3 years of service in Satyam Computers, he moved to Capgemini as automation engineer. Pega automation engineer. After 3 more years, he moved to Cognizant as senior associate projects. Within 3 years, he had grown into a team manager at Cognizant. After completing of 4 years of work in Cognizant, he moved to Philips as senior test architect. He has been working in Philips as in the role of product owner at Philips for over 3 years. Friends, we can see his consistent growth in his career throughout his career. Indeed, we have Indeed, we are very fortunate to have such a dynamic and dedicated professional as our guest to share his knowledge and experience with all of us. Before starting our interaction session with our guest, I would request our beloved director, sir, to continue the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sweta and Amini. So thank you, Amini, for your melodious rendering, and Sweta for your beautiful welcoming words. So happy. Friends, indeed it is a nice occasion for me where I could see my beloved director sir and his family. And of course, I am also part of this family, and you're all people are part of this family. So happy. Then before starting our today's interaction with Mr. Vishwanath, let's see. I would like to say a few lines about my brother, friend, and of course, student, well-wisher, everything. So, Mr. Kothapalli Viswanath. So, when I see his, enthusiasm and dedication there in his eyes, I could see how he was there in Apex when he was studying, ninth or 10th. Because when he was studying ninth and 10th, I joined Apex as a faculty member. Then very lovingly he would call me Bhaiya Bhaiya. The next actually he underwent the course there in Apex. Uh, then he would call me Bhaiya and sometimes Sir. So this kind of invitation, I feel so happy. Now today, then he is our guest of honor. So indeed, it is a nice journey where I could see in the life of my friend Mr. Vishwanath. So now he is there in Netherlands with a nice family. So here you can find a young tiger, nice. So surely we get an opportunity to interact with his son also. Good. Then friends, once you look at his journey, then I told you that I saw him as a student in the beginning. That time, I would ask him, so how you study, Mr. Vishwanath? He says, nice, boy, it's going on well. It's going on well. The next, when he joined BTech, then I would interact with the director, sir. Sir, how is Vishwanath? How is he studying? Then sir would say, see, he is very smart actually. So actually, it needs a little bit hardworking also. Okay, he's a smart guy. Then every time actually I would see his intelligence in making the things short and at the same time getting good results. Then after that, when he entered BTech second year or third year, again I had the same type of conversation with our director, sir, Nageshwar sir. Then he would say, see, Ravi, nowadays he is working so hard. Even sometimes uh, he would do night outs continuously. Then slowly I could see him both hardworking and, of course, doing this smart work. So now we could see him, the both hardworking and smart work, how resulted in his growth in the career. See, friends, you are in front of me now. I find more than some 30 students. You need to understand how hard work and intelligence, smart work, both can take a person into a great levels. Now, look at the first thing here. Then he started his career in Mahindra Sachem. That's their campus placement when he was undergoing this BTech there in RVR and JC College. Then, when he completed his campus placement interview, then I had a talk to him. Gentlemen, how was the interview? Then he said, Baya, it's went on well. Then could you share one or two questions how you felt that and how did the process go on? Then I could remember one or two questions. The one thing, by nature, I can understand Mr. Vishwanath. He's very frank and bold. Whatever is there in the face itself, he would say that. Then there in the interview, in strengths and weaknesses, he kept the same. Talking straightforward. Then interview board member asked, gentlemen, if you are that much straightforward, then definitely it will throw you into difficulties. What do you say? Then he said, no, no, not at all, sir. In the beginning, people may understand differently, but once they come to know my real nature, surely the relationship continues forever. That's what happened even in our BTech also in the beginning with my friends. So seeing my straightforward nature in the beginning a bit different. Later on now they have become my thickest friends. Then they said it's good. Then one more question they asked. They gave one simple question. One simple program. They asked, "Can you try it any other method?" Then Mr. Vishwanath tried and got. Next they asked one more method, he tried. Next one more, he tried. Then asked one more, no, I can't. Why that? They said, see, I have already given you 4 methods, then why to worry for next one? This enough. I mean, such a bold and straightforward person. So that's the reason why he could get there in Mahindra Satyam. And the next week, after working for 3 years, then he moved to Capgemini. The next, this experience could get him job there in Cognizant. So for every company who's moving, then he's moving along with his professional status also. Then that one point of time might be he was working on Cognizant. Then I happened to meet him in Vijayawada. I mean, when director sir was there in Ramesh Hospitals, then he came to see him. Then I asked him one question, gentleman Vishwanath, I could see some news items. What that, you know? So after working for 10 years or 15 years, then these software people become white elephant. I mean, burden to the organization, where organizations are unable to pay 1.5 lakh, 2 lakhs like this. Then some people they may lose their jobs. What is your opinion? Then he said, that all depends on mindset, Vaya. Then I tell you one simple thing. Then he said, you know, if you keep on changing your mm, touch with the software, I mean, if you stick to only particular software, definitely your survey will be at stake. But otherwise, if you keep on changing and upgrading yourself, then definitely it will be permanent and you enjoy a lot. Then I can understand that within short span, he would surely reach a nice position. So that we can see now, moving from Mahindra to Capgemini to Cognizant, and now Philips. Now you know very well he has been working there as a product owner. So product owner in the sense, we people, I mean, our local terminology, we may think that owner means something different. I mean, for your understanding, for my understanding, I would like to call the word product manager. So reaching product manager such young is really tough task. So, but it is possible just because of his ability and attitude. Attitude is very important, my dear friends. You know, Azim Premji, once he said one sentence. Now, a man, what extent can he reach in his life? Altitude. That altitude is not decided by his aptitude rather than his attitude. Once you compare aptitude means using your intelligence. Attitude means your way of behavior, thinking, and life process and all. Once you compare, this attitude plays a vital role. So, because of that attitudes, my friend Mr. Vishwanath could reach this position. So now, indeed, it's a very happy occasion for us to share his experience and his knowledge with you people, and surely it's going to be a nice one. Then I request all participants to ask questions boldly, and before that, I would request Mr. Vishwanath to address a few minutes. The next we will continue this. Vishwanath, please go ahead. And then 1 minute, gentlemen. Let's see how, I mean, you're there in the past. Actually, let's see, it's a memorable moment. So once we all people went to Godavari district. I mean to attend this Pushkarams, Godavari Pushkarams. That time we heard this nice clip. So, gentlemen, that time is a young, energetic boy, now turned up into a great professional. See, so happy to see. And here another gentleman, Mr. Aditya. In future, he is going to be our guest. Now he is working for Amazon. See, so such a nice, young, energetic gentleman now has become a professional, got married, and has a nice, lovely child, and settled there in Netherlands. So, without making much delay, friend, we'll start. Vishwanath, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I see that you did some research and sought out all my photos from somewhere. Yeah,
Nice gentleman, please.
I feel honored the way I was introduced and all. I am just a normal guy. See, anybody who joins the software industry would have a similar growth. I am not an exception. But yeah, if you compare with most people, I might have done little better, but I would not consider myself someone who is completely exceptional compared to a lot of people over there. But yes, thank you for your very good introduction, and I see that a lot of young children, I don't know, children or students. There are a lot of young people over here. So it's nice to see you all. Yeah, I don't know where to start. Uh, I had no preparation at all. It's,
It's a quite natural, gentleman. It's a quite natural.
yeah. So basically, Ravikant sir already described a little background how or where I started. So I did my BTech in RVRJC College of Engineering, and during my third year, I was campus placed in Satyam. And after that, you have seen I have moved to 3 different companies, and now I am working at Philips in Eindhoven. So Eindhoven is the main branch of Philips. So it's there in various countries, lot of countries. Kind of the main head branch of Philips. So I've been working with Philips for close to 3 years now. Uh, so yeah, it has been a great journey so far. Uh, whatever happened in my career is because of the foundation that I had during my childhood and during my education times. So if you ask me, Ravikant sir mentioned about attitude. So I would say that that's what makes you different from others or makes you grow in your career wherever you go. So with the right attitude and with right traits and behavior, you would really develop faster and also be useful for your team and for the rest of the society. So yeah. So if you ask me what are my thoughts about how I perceive uh, my nature or people around me, let me give you some examples and see how it goes. Yeah, so basically, when I started my career in Satyam, I was a fresher. I didn't have any clue about what to do and nothing. I was trained in Java for 3 months, and after that, I was put in some project, which was kind of an internal project in Satyam, and there was some lead character, like some team lead. They used to come to us and say that you have to do that, do this, and all, and we used to do that. And at the end of the year, there is a phase called appraisal, where they assess what you did complete year and give you some rating based on how you performed that year. So at that time, in my first appraisal, I got a review saying that you need to be proactive. So though I was a student of Apex Institute, I didn't understand the complete meaning of being proactive. I thought, okay, whatever this guy is saying, I am doing it. By the way, he was not a great team lead. I will explain you bit in detail about how a team lead should be and all those around it. But he said you need to be more proactive. I got some rating that year. It was okay-ish rating. And then I started analyzing what is the difference between me and the other people who got good ratings. And what is this proactiveness? So basically, proactiveness means taking responsibility. So if you do what you are asked to do, it's not proactive. So it's just doing things that are expected from you. But being proactive is something doing more than what is expected from you. So that was my very first lesson and the most important lesson. And in software industry, everywhere, this is what is required, proactiveness. So the project or the team might expect you to do certain things, and that is your ordinary job. So that is your job to do. That is your core responsibility. But there are more things that you can do with your own talents or skills. If you are skilled in certain things like talking to customers, so you can jump in and help your business analyst while talking to customers and improve the quality of your product and so on and so forth. Means there are several examples. So Proactiveness means doing something more than what you are asked to do. So that was my first lesson, and it helped me a lot. So from second year onwards, I understood that okay, this is how it works here. So I started doing more things even when it was not asked, and people started liking it. My team started liking it, and my team lead also started liking it. So it helped me later on in my growth. So then, next most important thing is your attitude, your nature. So we cannot change the nature of person by just thinking or by just seeing someone and think that okay, I want to be like that person. You cannot change your own personality by just looking at some other people. You need to have some foundation. You need to understand why you need to change and all those things. And if you ask me, when I started as a student in Apex, I was so immature. Means I was, yeah. Let me give you a little bit background. So, so I am the younger son of Nageshwara Garu, who is the director of Apex Institute in Guntur, and I was mostly brought up in North India. So I used to speak Hindi a lot, and my English was very bad, and my Telugu was okay. Means I used to understand, but I never used to converse in Telugu. But my brother and my, who is also here, my brother and my father used to speak very good English, and they used to converse in English even at home. So I used to think these guys are like, they behave like foreigners, they are doing some extras and all. So I was not comfortable talking in English. So, so my father used to call me Bihari, because Bihari is like a guy who speaks only one language, or like who only knows Bihari, the language spoken in Bihar. So I used to speak only Hindi, so he used to call me Bihari. So I didn't feel bad about it. I was okay with it. I used to enjoy with my friends going outside at school and everywhere, because we used to speak Hindi everywhere. So it was fine. We when I was in sixth class, we came to Guntur. Even there in my school, we used to talk in Hindi and sometimes in English. And whenever there was some exam, I used to get good marks in English subject. But I was not comfortable in speaking English, or even normal things like one or two sentences. I was not so comfortable. So my father forced me to join Apex, which was his institute at that time. So because I had that freedom, I joined. It was in the ninth class, and that was when I met Ravikant sir. Uh, so actually, he's a great inspiration. I also saw Ravikant sir growing from a faculty member slowly over a period of time to coming up with his own institute and coming up with brilliant ideas like doing sessions online, not this kind of sessions, but educating people online. So that's very difficult job to do, and he's doing that very nicely. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so then I joined in ninth class. Um, I learned a little bit. I was not so good, but I started feeling comfortable. So I used all my knowledge that I gained in Apex in my ninth class during my 10th class in English subject. So there was a nice teacher, English teacher, who was giving us some grammatical lessons. So I used to be proactive and started yelling things out even before she started saying those things, like past tense, present tense, future tense, and all the words, sentences around that. So when there was some parents teachers meeting, I think my father also received a good feedback on me, saying that your son is very good in English, because he knows a lot of things, grammatical things and all. So I thought, okay, I was improving. But I was a very timid guy. I used to sweat a lot. I never went up to on stage. So I went on stage for other reasons, but not for speaking. I am a good sports person, so I got some medals, and to take those medals, I went on the stage. And also, I was kind of, yeah, little bit crazy sometimes. So for punishment, they used to put me on stage. But overall, Yeah, I was a decent guy who used to listen to everyone and do the things that were required by me to do. So again, I went to institute in my BTech, and I saw that a lot of people from other BTech colleges were also coming. So I saw that a lot of people were showing a lot of importance to this language and to the coaching that was provided to us. So the classes were very interesting, and we were also I was also very interested. I completed 3-month course, and then during these 3 months I learned a lot of things. So I had a very huge stage fear. I was a timid guy with a lot of stage fear. I never used to look into eyes of the people, and especially girls. I used to shy away. I used to go back, stand back, all those kind of things. But when I came to Apex, completed my 3-month journey over there, I was a different person. I started freely speaking. I started expressing my opinions, and yeah, from there on, it was some level was set, the foundation was set. And if you ask me, it was not English that helps you in your career. English is like a tool like a hammer. You using hammer, you can build some new tools, or you can take hammer and hit somebody and hurt. So English is a tool. Using English, what you do with your life makes you grow or defines you basically. So what happened later on with my journey, I would explain. But apart from English, what you learn in this institute is the most crucial thing, and that is your personality development and attitude. So that's what Ravikant sir also said in the beginning. So with these personality development things, programs and all, you develop certain attitude which helps you further in your life. So what is this attitude? I actually interact with people where there is two-way conversation, and this is all solo, so it's a bit uncomfortable for me like this, but it's okay. Uh, so attitude means how good are your traits, your behavior, your way of interaction, your way of communicating with people. So English is just a language that helps you with communication, but how you communicate, what you communicate, these are very important. So for me, all these things, all the foundation was already set when I completed my course in Apex. So I understood the importance of time. I understood the importance of humility, how we should be treating others, and all that stuff. And also about leadership, interviewing skills, all those things. You would be learning all those things. Group discussions, all these things help you a lot later on. So yeah, basically that happened, and I was saying something about my Satyam and my team leads. Then the most important thing in your career growth are people whom you work with. So when I joined Satyam, there I was working with someone who was not so inspiring. But the didn't. I thought, okay, everybody in software industry is like this, because I was a fresher. I didn't have much idea. But after my first project, I moved to a different project where I met a very wonderful team lead. His name is Subbarao. And he is my first team lead who really inspired me in showing me how things have to be dealt with in a software company. Uh, so whenever somebody approached him with a question, he used to always have some answer. Never He never made others feel comfortable with his answer, and at the same time also got his work done. So he was a project leader. So for any person who is a project leader or a manager, the project is important. But you need to balance between the project and the people. The needs of project are important as well as the needs of people are important. And the way you balance it makes you a great leader.
Just a minute, Vishwanath. Please, one simple request. My dear friends, then this Cisco Apex I mean, it provides us the facility to continue for 45-50 minutes. In 1 or 2 minutes, it gets disconnected. You are requested to rejoin with the same link. So in 1 or 2 minutes, it gets disconnected, my dear friends. Please rejoin with the same ID. Okay. So Vishwanath, please proceed.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I can give you some other suggestions apart from this public Cisco. So where was I? Yeah. So after I understood how things work and I learned from the team lead, I also started imbibing the qualities of person and utilize those qualities in my next projects. I became a Gemini senior, a small module within the software. The responsibility was to make sure that that module works fine.